I have lately begun to hear from people in my community and people where I work that they have decided to not vote at all because either they don't think their vote matters, or they don't care about politics, or it does not matter who wins because all politicians are the same. While these are all opinions, it is no excuse for not voting and being active in at least local elections. People should take the time to be interested in politics and take the time to do their research and vote, because especially in local politics, it could shape the way we live our lives or how the community could be affected. There have been times in local voting, though it was so close it was decided by just a mere few votes. Imagine if those who chose not to vote for whatever reason, how different that political vote could be. I was talking to a neighbor the other day, and she told me she does not vote because she does not feel her vote matters and it will not make a difference. I asked her, though, does she not feel like it is her right and civic duty to at least cast your ballot as your voice? I cannot even imagine not being able to vote. It is written in the Constitution and ingrained in our natural rights that we as free citizens are given the opportunity to cast our voice, albeit small, are given the ability to pick our leaders who will be bigger united voice and represent that voice in the offices of our government. Voting should be as natural as serving jury duty because it is treated as such, our civic duty as citizens. We are given this right by the founders of this country because they not only wanted us to have the freedom to choose our leaders, but elect new ones if those previous leaders were not getting the job done. Some countries do not even have the ability to vote. Their officials are either in power by control, birthright, or even by hostile takeover. We should be so fortunate to be able to choose our leaders and have the ability to choose the new ones if we so choose. Voting is not only important because it is also the chance to make your voice matter. I know people have said, my vote does not count or matter, so I just don't vote. Well, I can agree that maybe a few people not voting in the national election would not matter. What about in your local elections? Those few votes or even one vote could mean the difference in a candidate winning or losing an election. By voting, you can also shape the moral and social agenda of your community. For instance, when we vote in local elections, there are times that there are bills included on the ballot, and those are as equally important to vote in because there are issues that government officials want to hear your voice. These bills can mean the difference in how your city, country, county, or even a state operate, and oftentimes are decided by just a few votes. Missing this vote could also mean the difference in who the judges are and how they will pass down decisions that could affect you. There are numerous things that we can help change just by voting. For instance, we can help in the national election by voting to shape foreign policy or even how the environment is treated. It is not just about the politician in an election. It is also about the issues that will affect you more than just by marking a box or pulling a switch in a voting booth. Voting gives us the opportunity to stand on a side or speak out for a cause that is important to us. We have, in some opinion, the most important election coming in 2016, and we as college students could sway the election if you just get out, do your research, and take a few minutes out of your day to go vote. Voting is a way to let our leaders know our voice is under a certain demographic. There is a certain candidate out there who currently feels college should be free, and whether you think that is good or bad, you have the ability to side with or against this candidate. But the only way to do it is to get out and vote. Not only is voting our civic duty, one of our greatest freedoms and our loudest voice as American people, but voting is a way of paying homage to those who fought for the right to vote. African Americans did not gain the right to vote until almost 10 years after the Civil War, and that was only men. Women did not gain the right to vote until 1920. That's not even 100 years ago. So if you don't want to vote because you don't feel it counts or it matters, go vote, because people who fought for everyone's ability to cast their vote and to be able to make their voice heard.